Good morning. Well, happy Saturday. It is 6:53 a.m. and I'm recording this for your first pedagogy assignment to kind of give you a glimpse into 60 to 80% throat. My wife and I are currently driving to the cathedral in Newark because we are singing with the cathedral choir in Washington, D.C. today. So it's like an all-day trip. We'll be back probably like 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. And I am dealing with ragweed. Whee! Now I can tell that it is in at least the 60s because I can go whee. If you can hear it, it's also in my chest. I get reactive airways, and then it mimics sinus infection. I've been taking broncolin, which originates from, I believe it's like South America. You can get it on Amazon. I will send you guys links. And it really does soothe and reduce the coughing because the goal is not to cough and force the cords together because that's what inflames them and then ultimately could make you have calluses, aka nodules. So in general, I've been operating above 80%, even having 100% last Sunday, but today seems a little lower. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to get my voice in order, where I'm functioning. Luckily, I don't have solo work today, but I am a section leader, so I have to be pretty strong in my part in second soprano. Where I feel it is I feel it in my right side of my throat, I feel it in my chest, I feel it in my ears, and in my face. So that's the story. So I'm going to start with E because E is my vowel. Some of you guys also have E, some of you are more open. And I'm going to start with he, because the he is bringing the chords together, and then I can tell where the nucleus of the sound is, and where the nucleus of the sound is swollen, where I need to be careful with. Okay, so now I'm usually a leaper, but when I get sick or sick-ish, I have to minimize the size of the interval. I can't just start leaping because that will make my throat sad with me and rebel. So far so good. Now I'll know when I get into my middle voice. My chest mix is pretty developed now, but I'll know if my chest mix is like, I'm reminding you of what it was like when you were in your 20s. Whee! Then I'll know that it's covered with good old swollen throatness. That flipped over. Elizabeth, what note is that?
F sharp.
Okay, so I normally flip over at B flat or A sharp. So I'm about 2 steps lower in my mix. So knowing where the primo passaggio is, the one that's on the staff, and how it should feel, you can read. It's moving stuff around. And yes, I have my water with me. Yeah, this is definitely not below 60. I had a below 60 last spring where it was fuzzy and I had to do NG in the he to really bring the chords together. Ultimately, below 60, you don't want to have to sing, but I had to sing with the orchestra, and so I had to find a way. You can hear a little bit of breathiness there, but I feel it maybe a little more than what is audible. What's that pitch, Elizabeth?
I feel like it's like a B flat, A, I don't know.
Okay, so Elizabeth has perfect pitch.
Sort of, not really.
She has perfect-ish. I definitely only have relative. Hope it's not too loud, sorry.
That's fine.
Okay. Now I'm going to start using my F up there, and I'm going to use it for each pitch because it's going to get it out of my throat and into my breathing. Now in this case, I can tell in my throat, I want intervals bigger than a second. So I'm going to start lower, and then I can access my top. So I'm not going stepwise in my top because it's going to put some mileage on my throat. We are all, as an individual, as a fingerprint. So this is just something like if the majority of your career, whether it be teaching with your voice, performing with your voice, is using the voice, you have to be pretty, pretty married to it and know what it needs. So I'm going to do the third. Fee, 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 fee. Fee, 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 fee. I can tell I don't need all those initial fees. You just want to make sure that you're not fatiguing the voice because it's already swollen. Fee, 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 fee. I'm letting it go more into a heady place. Fee, 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 fee. You don't want to force the integration of the chest depending on where you're fatigued. Sometimes we're fatigued in the head and the chest is more prominent. Here I can feel that my head wants to be more prominent, and that's fine, especially in a choral setting. Fee, 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 fee. 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 Now I will say, as a voice is fatigued, there are less dynamic options. So when we sing motets today, where he's gonna want triple piano for all voice types, and I'm a big mama voice type, um, I will be tacit because there are 6 other sopranos in the section. Because I don't want to squeeze my throat. Because then you're bringing the chords together and creating that friction that you don't want. Fee, 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 fee. I'm feeling pretty good. Fee, 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 fee. So if someone would hear me speaking, they'd be like, what's wrong? But I can bring the chords together, which means I'm generally healthy. But I do feel it kind of conjuring the cough, which is what I want to avoid. Fee, 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 fee. What's that top one?
E flat.
So that's where it's going to start to change to the other. And so right now I'm going to kind of try to stay within this range. Now I'm going to try the 1, 3, 5, 8 because I will have to sing open vowels. And my voice, when it's fatigued or covered with good old ragweed, doesn't like open vowels. So I'm going to go fa, 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 fa. What's that bottom one? B flat? So I have on my phone, when I don't have my lovely wife to chime in, I have I love free apps. I don't like paying for apps. So I have a little keyboard and I would be checking that. Fa, 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 fa. Fa, 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 fa. Fa, 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 fa. Fa, 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 fa. So you hear where there's some inaccuracy. It doesn't quite know where to go. What's this note?
I think it's a C sharp.
Okay,
I think.
that's why. So that little upper. So we have the primo passaggio. The primo break is like for soprano, E flat, E, F. That includes the mezzo. Might be a little lower. For men, I find that it's like around that B C area, or a little bit lower for the bass baritone, which is right by middle C. So that's why that was getting wonky in my throat. Fee, fa, fee, 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 fa, 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 fa. And remember, you're gonna still be flexible with separating your molars and giving me kind of that rubber band oval mouth. Fee, 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 fa, 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 fa. My voice just wants to stay on the ah, so I'm gonna go to that. Try to let the voice lead. And this was a quote I heard from an opera singer, Susan Graham. She said, sing at the level of your fatigue. Don't sing it where you know your voice can be. That's just going to be frustrating inducing. Fa, 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 fa. Fa, fa. What's that note? Yeah, so they're fa 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 fa. This one of my coaches called this the release exercise. This is allowing me to get a little higher. The stepwise and the 1-3-5 was not. It's that top 5 to 8 interval. Fa 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 fa. No, I didn't really want the F because I didn't want to blow the chords apart. Fa fa. Sometimes the consonant will help you or hinder you, but you have to be aware in your throat which one is which. And what that means is there shouldn't be any sort of strain or push, just a freeness and out of the body as much as possible. Now, if you need to be right now ragdolling and rolling your neck and twisting, swinging side to side, giving yourself a massage, do all the above. Is that a G?
Which one?
Yeah.
It's a little higher than that.
Okay.
Like a B flat.
Okay.
B.
That's for me. That's good, especially on a pretty solid 60% day, maybe 65. So I've been doing this for 11 minutes. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna drink my water. I'm gonna relax. We're on the bus for 3 hours. I'll probably do a couple NGs to see that my voice NG makes like I call it a locator. Make sure that it's coming together, the vocal folds, and then I'm gonna take it easy. We'll have a warm up, and I may be back later tonight to show you where I'm at. All right, have a good day.